So, have you ever really stopped to wonder what makes a truly great team tick? It's not just about raw talent or, getting lucky. It's about something way more fundamental, mastering organizational control. This is the secret sauce, the thing that separates the good from the great. And today, we're going to break it all down.
I mean, think about it for a second. We've all seen them, right? Those teams that just seem to be in a constant state of flow. They somehow see problems coming, they solve them on the fly, and they always learn from their mistakes. It's almost like they're playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers.
Well, I'm here to tell you it's not magic, and it is definitely not luck. It's a system of control that's been built on purpose. And learning how to use it, that's a genuine superpower for a leader, whether you're running a massive company or just, your local book club.
Okay, so to really get how these top-tier teams work, we've got to start with a huge challenge every single leader faces. It's this natural tension that sits right at the heart of any organization, and it's called the control paradox. So here's the deal in a nutshell. If you have too much control, you get stability, sure, but things get rigid, slow, and you kill innovation. But if you have too little control, yeah, you get speed, but you also risk total chaos. The entire game of leadership is finding that sweet spot, that perfect balance between order and freedom.
So, how in the world do you solve this paradox? It sounds impossible, right? Well, the answer isn't about picking a side. It's about building a toolkit, having 3 distinct control tools ready to go depending on what the situation calls for. And honestly, the framework is super simple, but it's incredibly powerful. You've got tools you use before something happens to prevent problems. You've got tools you use during the action to adjust in real time. And you've got tools you use after it's all done to learn and get better. It's this loop: prevent, adjust, improve. All right, let's get into these 3 tools. First up is feed-forward control. This is all about being proactive. It's the blueprint you make before you even think about laying a foundation. For a software company, this could be enforcing super strict coding standards before anyone writes a single line of code. Next is concurrent control. This is all about being agile right in the moment. Picture a factory manager watching live data from sensors to tweak machinery on the fly. And finally, there's feedback control. This is looking in the rearview mirror to learn. It's like the post-game analysis where you figure out what went right, what went wrong, and how you're going to win the next one. And if you want a perfect analogy for concurrent control, just think about your GPS. It doesn't tell you about the massive traffic jam after you're already stuck in it. No way. It uses real-time data to see the problem up ahead and reroutes you right then and there so you don't miss a beat. Okay, theory is great, but let's see how this stuff actually plays out in the real world. This is where the rubber meets the road, seeing how corporate giants use these very tools to dominate their fields. We're going to look at 2 huge companies that honestly could not be more different. On one side, you have Bell Canada, an absolute titan of infrastructure. They live in a world of heavy regulation and long-term planning. On the other side, you have Tencent, a global tech monster, operating in an environment that changes, well, by the second. And because their worlds are so different, their strategies are polar opposites. Bell is all about stability. They live and die by feed-forward control, meticulously planning where they'll build cell towers years in advance. This fits perfectly with what's called agency theory, where the main goal is just delivering predictable, stable results. But Tencent, they're playing a totally different game. It's all about agility. Their gaming division breathes concurrent control, using live player data to tweak game difficulty or drop new items. That's a textbook example of high-reliability organization theory, making constant small adjustments to avoid a massive failure, like, losing millions of users overnight. So here's the big takeaway from all that. It all comes down to a trade-off. Bell's success is built on huge, carefully planned projects. Tencent's success is built on thousands and thousands of tiny, data-driven adjustments. There's no single right answer here. There's only the right answer for your environment. So, what does this all mean for you? How do you actually take these ideas and use them? Well, it's time to start building your own leader's playbook. Okay, first things first. The best systems are blended. You might use really strict feed-forward controls for your budget, but you're going to want concurrent controls for a fast-moving product launch. Second, context is everything. Your control system has to fit your industry like a glove. And finally, and this is a big one, data is your superpower. Real-time information is the fuel that makes concurrent control work, and it's probably your single biggest competitive advantage today. All right, now let's look ahead. Let's look to the future. because this whole world of organizational control is about to be completely shaken up. And it's all thanks to one incredible technology. The future of control really can be summed up with one revolutionary idea: the AI Adaptive Predictive Loop. This is a total game changer, and it's going to completely redefine what it means to be in control. So here's how it's going to work. Right now, we plan, and then we execute. They're two separate steps. But with generative AI, those steps are merging into one. Just imagine an AI that not only predicts demand for your product, but then automatically reroutes container ships, adjusts your factory's production lines, and changes your marketing budget, all in real time to meet that demand. It's a system that corrects itself, where the line between planning and doing just dissolves. And that brings us to the ultimate question for the leaders of tomorrow. For generations, our job has been to manage our processes, our people, our systems. But as we start to hand those reins over to AI, the challenge becomes something totally new. It's not about controlling the system anymore. It's about controlling the AI that controls the system. How do we design it? How do we govern it? And ultimately, how do we trust the intelligence that's running the whole show? That right there, that's the question that's going to define the next era of leadership.